Hello, my name is Terry Bell.
Hi, my name is Nathan Bloch.
My name is DeKock.
Hi, I'm Stephen Palermo.
Hello, I'm Justin Stanton.
Welcome to the Impulse game presentation. Impulse is a 5-person team of Full Sail students with the goal of imagining a game from scratch and sculpting it into a polished, playable, and marketable game. We had 4 months from start to finish to produce this game, and now the team would like to share some of our experiences.
We were fairly lucky right from the beginning of the project to have such a well-rounded skill set within the team. Overall, the team benefited most by having such a solid programming section. The 2 programmers plowed through the technical issues inch by inch to solve the issues playtesting brought to the surface, giving other team members time to quickly make the needed adjustments in other areas, ensuring a smooth connection between the script and gameplay elements. Team communication is a major part of succeeding when working with a group. The team communicated as often as possible to ensure the game was being designed on track and on time. Communication is also a big part of the team's overall success for many reasons, including the organizational characteristics when combining work from multiple people. The team had very little issues when it came to getting down to business and showing what each one of us could do personally. Each person chose a position they wanted to fill, and the producer chose appropriate tasks for individual assignments each week. This cut down on the chances of an unhappy team member and confusion within the job details, overall keeping our methods flowing smooth throughout the design process. The team consistently knocked out the task quickly and moved on to the next thing we needed to accomplish. The consistent, solid work structure of the team often allowed other members of the team to get a head start working on things the team would need for the next week's upcoming task list and submissions.
Of course, no project is without flaws, and ours was no different. Among some of our problems were difficulties getting the BSP walls to work with our wall run mechanic, forcing us to use meshes instead. This made texturing the hallways and passages in the game much more difficult. We had also planned to make the game bodily aware, where the player could see their hands and feet moving during gameplay like the game Mirror's Edge. Unfortunately, time constraints forced us to abandon this feature, much to the disappointment of the team. Possibly our biggest issue, though, was the robotic wasp swarm that we had designed to chase the player and force forward movement. We did not want the player to be able to turn around and go back through the levels. However, the wasp turned out to be a difficult and highly convoluted way of accomplishing this. They were eventually cut, and though they represented several days' worth of work from multiple team members, we were quite happy to see them go.
We faced some pretty significant challenges while developing Impulse. Time was one of our bigger challenges, and it often seemed against the team in all aspects of our design process. But the level building process was probably impacted the most. Each level should have been mocked up in detail, but we weren't really able to achieve this in the allotted time frame. Most of our maps ended up being put together on the fly and probably didn't receive as much playtesting as they should have. The constant changes we were making to the scripts, the level designs, and our custom assets were very tedious, and it took a lot of time to get things to a presentable stage of development. All of this was made worse by the fact that it had to be coordinated across several time zones, which often meant that making the required meetings was quite difficult, and it took a lot of extra energy from the scattered team to ensure that all members could consistently show up on time.
A lot has changed since our first prototype. If comparing our game now to the earliest version, you will see clear changes that we made in our development. Our prototype level had the 2 main mechanics, slide and wall run, but both were very rough. Wall run slowed time too much and were hard to jump out of. Slides would clip the edge of certain objects when trying to slide under them. Now the mechanics of the game have turned out better than we had ever hoped. Each week we saw vast improvement in our 2 core mechanics, cleaner slides and flawless wall runs that execute smoothly. One idea that we got rid of was having flying enemy wasps that would chase the player while they are running through our levels. As mentioned before, in our original design, these wasps were supposed to create a tension and drive the player forward through the level without looking back. However, many playtesters found them to be simply annoying and punishing, and they were very difficult to implement in each of our levels. Now the wasps have been completely removed, and simple doors have replaced them. Players still can't go backwards through the levels, and it is the player's desire to have a high score that drives them to move faster rather than fear of punishment.
During development, we learned many new skills. Most important, clearly, was working with the Unreal Development Kit. While all of us had some experience with the software from previous classes and just fiddling around with it, we really all had to dig a lot deeper with the editor to help bring our game to a reality. We learned many new important principles with Unreal Script, and we spent lots of hours digging through the Unreal forums to help us solve any problems that we ran across or help us create mechanics. We also needed to create custom assets for our game because we didn't want to use the pre-stock UDK ones. So I took it upon myself to take the knowledge that I had with Maya and expand upon that, just from basic modeling techniques that I didn't know to UV mapping and texturing and exporting models from Maya to Unreal. I took the time during the project to really flesh out the potential of that program and use it to our advantage. With that being said, use this final project to hone any skills that you have or use it to learn new skills. If you want to get better at something, use this project for that. Like you want to be better at scripting, modeling, audio, whatever it may be. Take the time during the project and just work on it, and it's really, at the end of the day, it's going to be what you're showcasing. It's going to be what's in your portfolio, not only the game, but you did a certain aspect of the game. So if you really want to get better at scripting, use the time to do it, and then that'll show in your piece. I would say altogether this was an excellent experience, and I think the whole group will walk away better people.
I hope you all liked our presentation and that you enjoy some fast-paced fun while playing Impulse.